The resignation speech of former British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson sparked speculation of his possible plans to lead the government. This comes after President Trump expressed support for his friend Boris. Here's One America's Kristian Rouz.
Great Britain might be in for another troubled political transition. Former Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson gave a resignation speech in front of the Parliament, targeting Prime Minister Theresa May with harsh criticism over her handling of the Brexit process.
The result of accepting the EU's rulebooks and of our proposals for a fantastical Heath-Robinson customs arrangement is that we have much less scope to do free trade deals.
Speaking before his fellow MPs, Johnson said the separation from the EU has been plagued by the indecisiveness and appeasement of Brussels. The former Foreign Secretary said both could derail the choice of the British people to take control of their borders, finances and foreign trade. Johnson stressed more than 2 years since the Brexit vote, the May cabinet has failed to produce a coherent stance on the matter, miring in self-doubt over the Irish border, a future EU trade deal and the divorce payment.
But when I and other colleagues, and I single out my right honourable friend, the honourable member for Horton, Price and Howden, proposed further technical solutions to make customs and regulatory checks remotely, those proposals were never even properly examined, as if such solutions had become intellectually undesirable.
This comes after President Trump said Johnson would make a great British Prime Minister, a statement the president made during his recent visit to the UK. The president's position raised eyebrows among the Remain camp, but it's not the first time the Brexiteers are under fire over the perceived foreign interference, as previous allegations revolved around the omnipresent Russians.
Well, it's a very strange thing to do, to come on a visit to another country, to meet that country's Prime Minister, and then announce you would like to see as her successor a person who's just resigned from her government. It really isn't anything to do with Donald Trump.
Brexit matters a great deal for President Trump, as the vote on June the 23rd of 2016 anticipated President Trump's election that November. Both events came about as a vote of non-confidence of the political establishment on each side of the Atlantic, urging change and a new hope. And a death of Brexit could foreshadow a demise of the Trump presidency.
I said, you've got to stop, you're ruining you're going to have a lot of problems. You see what's going on throughout the world with immigration. I probably at least partially won an election because of immigration. I think that a lot of the people in the UK, I think that's why Brexit happened.
Meantime, Johnson's fiery resignation speech reinvigorated the hopes amongst hardline Brexiteers in the Conservative Party. The former Foreign Secretary reiterated the May cabinet has lost its vision for a better Britain in favour of the near-term political considerations. Johnson reaffirmed his commitment to Britain leaving the EU on its own terms.
But let us, again, aim explicitly for that glorious vision of Lancaster House, a strong, independent, self-governing Britain that is genuinely open to the world, not the miserable, permanent limbo of Chequers.
The resigned Foreign Secretary made no explicit intent to navigate the Albion through the still uncharted waters of Brexit. But his remarks instantly became a call to arms for the working class, from the Midlands to north of England to the mining communities of Wales, who voted Leave to preserve the nation's industries and cultural heritage in the face of the globalist onslaught.
We are not going to get any of the things that Boris wanted in that speech if she continues as Prime Minister. And I wonder, folks, is Boris Johnson now a Prime Minister in waiting?
As the clouds of political storm are gathering over Westminster, it remains to be seen whether the worst fears of Brussels bureaucrats materialise in the form of Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Kristian, Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.